Okay, so now that everything is dried thoroughly, we're going to come in here and we're going to do the grouting of the joints themselves. Now I'm going to show you what kind of tools you're going to need, and we're going to get this job done. But I do want to bring out one thing. I hear this all the time from people. How do you know if you need sanded or unsanded grout? A good rule of thumb is that if you have a tile joint that's between a 1/16 of an inch and an 1/8 of an inch, you use unsanded grout. And that's what we're using right here, is unsanded. If you have a thicker joint, anywhere from an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch or whatever, then you would use sanded grout. All right, so a couple things you're going to need is you're going to need a couple of rags, of course. You're going to need something to install and to put the grout in between the joints. Now, they do sell a float to come in here and do this, but a float to me is really big, and to work in this area with a float, it's a little bit too big. So what I use is a small rubber piece like this. This is actually for a sanding block. I use this to install the grout into the joints themselves. You're going to need a couple of sponges, of course, to clean off any excess. We are going to use a disposable container to mix the grout in, because I don't want to have to clean it out. We're just going to throw it away when we're finished, and a bucket of clean water. All right, so first thing we'll do now is let's mix this grout so there's a sort of like a peanut butter consistency, and then we'll go ahead and put this in and we'll get this done. Okay, so you want to mix it until it's thoroughly mixed so that you have no dry spots in there. And then you want to let this stand for about 5 minutes, just so that all of the that it's all thoroughly saturated throughout. All right, so we're just going to mix this all up just like this. Now, I would recommend that when you're doing this, don't do the entire backsplash area. What you want to do is you want to do a small section, and then you come in there with a damp sponge or rag or whatever to clean out any kind of residual grout that's on the tile itself. As I said, you wanted to make sure that all of these joints in here were all nice and clean and that there was nothing in them. All right, so let's let this sit for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll get this started. Okay, so what I normally do is just take some of this, put it on the float that I'm using here, and you come in here and you just push it into the joints, and make sure when you push it, you push the grout into the joint so it actually fills up the entire grout joint. As I said, I like using this rubber float here, or sanding block, because you don't scratch the tile itself. You could use a trowel or a scraper such as this to do it, but you run the possibility of scratching the tile itself. All right, so we're just going to keep doing this. Now, one thing I do want to point out to you as well, let me just get this off here and we'll talk for a second. Down on the very bottom, down here, where this comes in contact with the countertop, that's not going to be grout. That's going to be silicone there. So we're going to fill the sides up all the way, but we are not going to fill this up down the bottom here. This will be silicone, and that'll be a later date once this dries off thoroughly. We'll come in here and we'll silicone the bottom right there. If you're trying to put the grout in between the tiles and you find out there's some mastic still in there that's going to cause the grout not to go in properly, you want to get in there with a utility knife and take it out so that way the grout can go into all the joints the way it's supposed to. All right, so any mastic, make sure you remove it. I always try to take off whatever we can scrape off with the float. We take it off so that it's out of there. There's less to clean later on. We just fill in all around all the other joints just like that. Now, if you're going to be close to a cabinet and you don't want to get any kind of grout onto the cabinet itself, you can put the painter's tape in the up on the counter or up on the cabinet to keep from getting it on there if you choose to. All right, well, you get the idea now. We're just going to finish off this one side, and then we'll come back in here and we'll clean off the tiles themselves before it dries. Okay, so now when you're putting the grout in between the tiles, if you are worried about damaging the countertop with the tool or with the grout, by all means you can put a painter's tape down there to reduce the possibility of damaging anything. And also you can do it up on the top where the cabinet is going to be meeting into the tile. You could put the painter's tape up there as well. Now when you remove the grout, I'm just going to tell you this because it's happened before, and I've gotten emails from people asking me, how do you get the grout off the tile once it has dried on there? It doesn't come off. The answer to that is there is no easy way to get it off. The best thing to do is to only work in small sections, enough to get in there and clean the tile face off before it dries. Because once it dries, believe me, you're going to have such a hard time. If you're even able to get it off, it's going to be a real pain in the rear end to do it. So make sure you only work in small sections. Get that grout in there. Once you finish, you grab your float, get up, and if it's a rubber float, I might add, and you clean off any of the excess grout laying on the top of the tile. Clean it out, and then you come in with your rag, and you can continue cleaning it off with a damp rag to get any of the excess off the face of the tile itself before it dries. Okay, now we'll just let this stand for a minute. We'll get a bucket of water and a sponge, and we'll come in here and clean it off a little bit. Okay, so now we'll grab our sponge, we'll come in here, we're going to clean it off. Now, I want to point this out to you too. Of course, when you're taking off any of the grout that's on the tile itself, you don't want to wipe the grout out of the in-between the tiles where it's supposed to be. So you're pretty much just rubbing it across the surface to clean off any excess that's laying on top of the tile itself. So that way, once it dries, it'll be nice and clean. Now, you're probably going to have to go and dump the bucket quite a few times just to make sure that you have clean water in there, because the worst thing you can do is to clean off the tile with a dirty bucket of water, and you'll wind up having that haze or fog or the dust when it dries on the tile itself. When you dump this, you don't want to dump it down the drain because this is cement, and if you dump it down the drain, you know what's going to happen. You're going to wind up with a drain that's clogged, and you're going to really be kicking yourself. So make sure you dispose of it properly and definitely not down the drain. All right, so we're going to continue. We're not going to work the joints, as I said. We're just going to clean off all the excess that's on the tile itself. And then once this dries thoroughly, we come in here with a dry rag, and we'll buff the tiles to get the dust that dried on there off so that it doesn't leave that film on top of it. Now, if you have any areas that you put the grout in and you see it's a little bit low or a little bit high, then of course you can come in here and you can add to it, or you can take it out with the sponge so that it's all uniform throughout the entire backsplash itself. As I said, working with this, be very careful, because if you let it dry too long, you will not be able to get this grout off the tile. You'll be kicking yourself for not doing it sooner. So just work with a small section at a time. And once you have that section cleaned, then you can continue down the line and do the rest of the work or installing of the grout in the rest of the tiles itself. So we're going to clean this off. We're going to grab a fresh bucket of water and we'll clean it off real good. And then we'll come back and we're going to go ahead and put the rest of the grout in the other tiles. Okay, well, you get the idea. We're just going to come in here. We're going to clean these tiles off really well. We're going to let it sit for a little bit longer after we clean it off with another bucket of fresh water. We're going to let this sit, and then we're going to move on to the next section. Once it gets a little bit of a film on it, we'll come in with a rag, and we'll just buff off whatever's there. All right, so let me finish that up, and we'll come back, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so before we go any further with that backsplash down behind me over here, we're going to come in here. We did this with 2 buckets of water. We cleaned it off to get all of the residual grout on the tile off. We let it dry now, and there's a little bit of a haze on top of the tile, which is actually the dust from the grout that's dried up on there. Now, before it dries 100%, where it's going to be very difficult to get off, just grab yourself a rag and come in here and you buff the tile to get everything off. Any of the dust that's on the tile once it sets is really tough to get off. All right, but that's it. This job here is done. As I said, we are going to silicone down on the very bottom, right over in here, but that'll be in another day or so after this thoroughly dries. We'll come back and we'll grout it. All right, that's it. This job is done, and we're on to the next one. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.